For many years, humans have craved to know if there are any signs of alien life outside of our own planet. With governments keeping secrets making us humans even more desperate to find out what they could be hiding. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 extraterrestrial discoveries. To the Stars Academy. You may have heard the name, Tom DeLonge. That is because he's a renowned guitarist of popular rock band Blink-182, but his career didn't stop at the top of the music charts. He's the main contributor of the To the Stars Academy, which aims to explore the outer edges of aerospace science. The Academy brings together art, entertainment, science and aerospace topics to inform the public of scientific phenomena. That is, things that the government and NASA alike have been keeping from us. Namely, the institution does research on UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Tom works alongside the To the Stars Academy founder, Jim Semivan, who's a retired CIA intelligence officer. Semivan's credibility as an aerospace researcher and close confidant of the CIA gives the institution headway as a leading investigative force for space exploration. Because the Academy isn't funded by the government and has far less resources than NASA or SpaceX, they tend to research space phenomena that's already been found, rather than developing the technology to explore space itself. If they were to pursue that path, it would cost millions of dollars and federal backing. However, Tom and the To the Stars Academy may have stumbled upon a space discovery that would open doors for the Academy. They've recovered a mysterious piece of metamaterial that's believed to have come from an unidentified flying object. The piece of alloy metal shows signs of advanced engineering that's never been seen on Earth, or at least hasn't been known by the public eye. The team compared the material to other metal materials already discovered on secretive military base and couldn't find a match, or any evidence this particular material was in the possession of American intelligence. To the Stars Academy Steve Justice is working on verifying the authenticity of the material, which has proven to be a grueling process. The documentation and validity of the metal has to go through a chain of personnel before it can be considered to be truly authentic. However, Justice is confident the materials couldn't have been faked. This is because the manufacturing that would be necessary to create such a piece of metal is far too advanced for our known earthly engineers. The piece of metamaterial itself looks like a malleable, sparkly grey mould of dirt. It certainly contradicts Hollywood's portrayal of extraterrestrial objects. Typically, we aspire these things to be colourful, shiny, and technologically advanced. This goes to show that even different planets might not be as progressive as we thought, but it also might show that their organic materials transcend the limits of our own on Earth. Tom is undoubtedly excited about this discovery. He's been a long-time space enthusiast who wanted to research UFOs and extraterrestrial life as a side gig to his career as a prominent musician. Starting out, he worked alongside other space enthusiasts who didn't have science or aerospace credentials, but a passion for space nonetheless. It wasn't until he met others that he could officially launch a legitimate academy. From that point on, these scientists, intelligence officers, and spacegoers created the To the Stars Academy, which will only continue to thrive under the trustworthy hand of America's top analysts. This metamaterial discovery will undoubtedly pave the way for many other discoveries made by the To the Stars Academy. The Pentagon claims they've retrieved extraterrestrial vehicles and materials. The Pentagon is notorious for being extremely secretive, even ominously so. Many Americans believe the Pentagon is an active part of popular conspiracy theories. This is perpetuated by its members' sworn secrecy. However, people have had enough of the Pentagon's isolation from the general public in the realm of space exploration. Specifically, people want to know about UFOs, the presence of extraterrestrial life, and its potential threat to American citizens. It wasn't until recently that the Pentagon decided to oblige some of the public's demands for intel. Former astrophysicist for the Pentagon's UFO program and current defense contractor, Eric Davis, let the Department of Defense know what otherworldly vehicles have presented themselves on Earth. The vague description is intentional, because the Pentagon's UFO force simply doesn't know all the characteristics of these vehicles yet. However, to the common person, what Davis is explaining sounds a lot like a UFO or spaceship. The Pentagon has classified these vehicles as being extraterrestrial because the technology, materials, and uses of it are something that couldn't have possibly been engineered on Earth yet. In other words, the scientists at the Pentagon have never seen anything like it. It's astounding they've chosen to reveal even this vague information with the general public. New UFO programs within the Pentagon have decided the public deserves some knowledge, that being about potential life forms or technology existing outside of our planet. US intelligence is still concerned with the nature of these objects, of course. Part of the reason secrecy is so important when investigating new technology is for the sake of national defense. Because the vehicles approach Earth with no intended motive, we can't be sure if other life forms are simply trying to contact us, threaten us, or if the instance was just an event. The Pentagon is working towards investigating the materials to determine the threat these could present. There's no telling how long the Pentagon and the Department of Defense will take to examine the materials in these unknown vehicles. Because this incident hasn't been reported until now, there seems to be no protocol for these investigative measures. Depending on their findings, government officials are concerned with how the public will react to the news of extraterrestrial visitors. Until then, the investigation is classified. Could there be life? Over 4,000 exoplanets discovered. It's no secret that our universe is exponentially large, larger than we as humans can even begin to comprehend. There are billions of galaxies in the universe, and even more planets. Most scientists believe that number could be in the trillions. So what's so significant about an exoplanet? An exoplanet is a unique kind of planet. Typically when we think of a planet, we think of a standalone sphere that's orbited by moons. However, an exoplanet is actually a planet that orbits around a singular star, instead of the other way around. The Earth and the other planets in our solar system aren't referred to as exoplanets. This is despite the fact they orbit around a singular star, the Sun. Instead, we use the term to describe other planets outside of our solar system that orbit around a singular star as well. Discovering these exoplanets is extremely important. The proximity from which the planet orbits around the star is cause for life potential on that exoplanet. If the planet orbits closely, the planet's surface might be too hot for life to exist, meaning there'd be no water and the harsh conditions would deter any cellular growth. However, if the exoplanet orbits too far from the star, it would be completely frozen and unable to inhabit any life forms. NASA scientists have developed a space probe known as Kepler, which floats around space searching for inhabitable exoplanets. Kepler detects the distance from an exoplanet to the star it's orbiting, the strength and brightness of the star, and the gravitational relationship between the two. This is then used to determine if it could inhabit life. Kepler's data is then returned to NASA scientists for them to determine if the distance, temperature, and reliability of the exoplanet's climate resembles that of Earth's. In the recent years, scientists have discovered a record-breaking 4,000 exoplanets. The potential for life increases substantially when more and more have been discovered. NASA has launched an exoplanet investigation program, which aims to discover undeniable evidence that life forms exist on other planets. However, NASA scientists are trying to win a competitive and complicated race to discover the first Earth-like climate in an exoplanet. They have a few obstacles in front of them. They need more advanced telescopes, a better understanding of the chemistry that initiates life, and ultimately decades of time for studying. NASA scientist and MIT graduate Sarah Seeger is actively looking for otherworldly chemical reactions that are similar to that on Earth. Namely, she's trying to detect the presence of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, and hydrogen. Not only this, but the chemicals have to be at a safe level for life conception. This is extremely difficult to detect when the scope of the exoplanets is about the size of a grain of salt. It's safe to say there's likely exponential amounts of exoplanets within our universe. There's a great deal of opportunity for life on many of these planets, however, it's just a matter of finding it. So what do you make of these extraterrestrial discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community whilst working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.